Hello guys, well today I have come to sunny Manchester. So yes, here in Manchester, and I wanted to do something a little bit different this time round. So I'm going to stay in Manchester for a few nights, and I want to ask a question. Is paying more for a hotel really worth it? So I've got 3 nights here. One night is going to be in a budget hotel, the next night in mid-range, and the final night in a 5-star hotel. And the question is, does paying more really matter when it comes to hotel stays? I'll let you know. So here we are at the first location. I'm staying at the Ibis Budget. Now I've left Manchester slightly. There was an Ibis Budget in the centre. However, this one where I am at Manchester Airport, is a little bit cheaper. And I wanted to go for the most budget hotel I could find. Now with budget in the name and budget in the price, does that necessarily mean it's bad? I'm going to find out. Come with me. It's a rather lively carpet, but I must admit, it's very, very clean. So far, so good. Now, my room. Here we go. I am in room 126. So let's see what that's all about. Right, come on in. Okay, let's show you around. Okay, so it's not the biggest room in the world, but it's clean so far. A nice modern TV. You've got some effective lighting. A lovely roadside view. And actually, given the size of the room, quite a large bed. One thing you'll notice above the bed, which is great, and I love it with the modern hotels, is all the charging ports you've got here. So you've got some USBs and some regular AC ports. Also got this, I'm not quite sure what this is, but let's give it, I don't know what this is meant to do. Just spin or something? Oh, it's a light, it's a reading light. And then some storage above the bed as well. Back over to the little table, we've got a workspace with a chair and then some coffee and tea making facilities. The kettle all right, let's have a look. Yeah. Looks all right to me, that. Right, onto the bathroom as we move in. Let's go into the bathroom. Okay, so again, it's quite a small space, but used quite well. Plenty of toilet paper. And then we've got a toilet and sink. And we're using Smash It as the brand. Not a brand I'm particularly familiar with, but there we go. See the water. Perfect. And then we've got some clean towels and some razor charging points as well. A lovely mirror. And then a shower. Again, functional and clean. So far, I can't really complain. I'm getting back into my 4-in-a-bed mode. I'm going to check the mattress. Let's just see how clean it is. Get this cover off. Let's top it off. So, we go under. Is that the bottom layer? Yes, it is. I mean, from what I can see, it looks fairly clean. I have no complaints so far about this. Just see how comfortable the bed is. Oh, ooh, it's a little bit hard. It's quite a thin mattress, a little bit hard. I prefer a firmer mattress, so for me, it isn't really a problem. But I think if you're expecting a soft mattress, you might be a little bit disappointed. But overall, I can't complain about this. This is a nice room for a really good price. Now, I'll share the prices at the end. The Ibis doesn't really have a breakfast option, so you saw just before, it's sort of a takeaway, get a flapjack, a piece of fruit and a coffee. It's not really worth going into. That's what you expect at these type of places. So I'm going to move on to the second location. At the end of the video, I will explain what I thought and why I thought one was better than the other. Okay, see you in the next one. So we've made it to location number 2. Today, I'm staying in the Moxy Hotel. The Moxy is owned by Marriott and it's considered an excellent combination of style and comfort, but also not a massive budget. The Moxy has over 135 properties in 25 locations worldwide. I've heard it's good. Why don't you come with me and find out? Nice clean carpets down the hallway, which is always a good sign. And we are at the very end of this hallway. A lovely little view, some building work, and we're in room 601. So let's pop inside. Come on in. All checked in. The first thing that hits me when I come into this room is the cool. It's quite muggy outside. It's been warm all week. And you head into an air-conditioned room, there's nothing better. Nice and cold. There's a nice smell. Fresh little smell. But let's take you around and show you everything. Well, as we come in, I wouldn't say it's a massive room. However, the space is used well. We've got a big double bed. Looks comfortable. You've got your normal pillows and then these brown, what seem to be suede pillows. Don't see them in hotels very often. Some charging by the bed, very important. A pigeon pillow, of course you need one of them in every hotel. If you haven't, what is wrong? What we need. Some lights by the side of the bed. as we go round the bed, not much to show you. A little table, but with funky designs. If I move my things off there, you've got bowler hats, scissors and measuring tape. Of course you have. The Moxy is trying to be a little bit out there. And then our view, if I can open the curtains, there's not much to see out here. We're 6 floors up. Got a nice view of a restaurant down the bottom. But as is the case with a lot of Manchester at the moment, there's building work everywhere. And as we come round, they know who I am. Look at that. I always like that. It's a little personal touch when you've got your name on the screen as you first come into a hotel. There's a little copy of the menu. I'm not sure again if I'm going to eat here, but I will be having breakfast in the morning, so I'll let you know about that. The lights work. Let's try one. Yeah, lovely. Tea and coffee making facilities as normal. And then as you come back towards the front, you've got a full-size mirror. And instead of a wardrobe, they've got a rail where you can just hang things against the rail. Interesting. Right, let's take you into the bathroom. The bathroom is a cosy affair. You've got a toilet, some towels. We are using this brand, so Moxy's own brand. We've also got the shampoos and shower gels. And then a pretty standard looking shower, but very clean. I do like the tiling on the walls. Nothing much else to report. Let's just see how the water is and if it drains all right. Yeah, absolutely fine. Also got some glasses. I haven't noticed any complimentary water yet, but there might be some around. I don't think so, though. So a nice little touch. They've given everyone in the room free iced tea, and you can have vodka in it. Just go down to the bar, and we can get that a bit later on. That's excellent. Let's check just underneath the bed to see how the mattress is looking. Is it clean? Always important. I always think I'm on 4 on a bed doing this. So, yeah, looks good to me. A nice clean mattress, always a good start. So one last thing to do, and that's test the bed. Of course it is. Most important part of any hotel room is chilling. It's lovely. Yeah, that's super comfortable. I'm not too sure about these. They don't really add anything to it, but it's a nice look. It doesn't affect the comfort either. But nice soft bed, fresh linen, smells good. I think I'm going to like it here. So I'll give you my full verdict at the end of the video. But for now, I'm going to chill. I will bring you back there for breakfast in the morning. See you then. So we've made it to the most exciting review. the third and final hotel. This is the upscale 5-star Lowry Hotel here in Manchester. I've been wanting to do this one for quite some time. Finally here. I'm going to let you know if paying that little bit extra, or in this case, a lot extra, is really worth it. Or are you just paying for a name? So come on in with me, I'll show you around. Very clean, and you've got a sort of really fresh smell. I think they pump a scent into the corridors, but it does make a big difference. We've made it, room 605. I'm excited for this one. We're on the top floor, 6th floor. Let's see what's inside. So we're in. All right, let's show you around. This is special. So as we come in, the first thing you notice is this gigantic bed. This must be a super king with 2 cushions each side and a pillow as well. We've got this lovely throw at the end and a little stool as well. The amount of space you get in these rooms is phenomenal. You'll notice my stuff over here, ignore that, but we have got a couch as well, complete with a little workstation if you need it. And then you've got a table along with some complimentary water. Now what it says here is that there's a little notice here. It says, don't take the water bottles. Are people taking them? I believe so. They're filled every day with filtered water. And I'm sure if I needed more, I can get it. We might have a bit of a view here. I'll take you over there in just a bit. Next to the bed as well, there's a telephone. This is always nice. So you can ring housekeeping, there's a restaurant, in-room dining, you can have wake-up messages. And what I absolutely love is that there's a power source either side and some USBs within the bed. Far too often I've stayed at hotels where that isn't included and you end up having to charge your device over on the other side of the room. And that's on both sides, so that's a real plus. As far as lighting goes, do you have a look at that one? Got some groovy lights, look at them. Very cool. Got some power by the table, along with a massive TV. Let's just see if that works. Probably important to check. Very important, the TV. Oh yeah, look at that. So you can watch TV, but there's also options on there to book on the restaurant, to view the menus, to book treatments, and some information about sustainability. Very cool. Have a look in these drawers, see what there is. Okay, got a fridge in here. I'm not going to take anything out because no doubt I will be charged. Let's have a look at it. Wow. So you've got vodka, Jack Daniels, gin, beers, Coca-Cola, water, and then lemonade and tonic water. Everything you need for a good night in. And just above, We've got some salted caramel popcorn, Lancashire crisps, trail mix, Vimto juicy mix-ups. I'm almost tempted to open them just to see what they are. Wasabi nuts, yogurt raisins, and then some honey. And we have a little something here. I'm not going to touch it because it does say once you lift it up, this will automatically be charged. So I don't fancy that. It must be noted as you first come in, there is space, an open style wardrobe. The typical slippers that you get in any hotel of any high standard. You've got an ironing board and an iron. Amazing. And then just to the other side, you've got a safe and some tea and coffee facilities, a tea and coffee maker, and some instant hot chocolate and the likes. Got a few more drawers below. Let's just see if anything's in here. Okay, so you can have your laundry done on site. So that's the bags for that. We've found the hairdryer. Excellent. And I think it's just a few empty drawers. Amazing. And then we move in. So we've got climate control, so we can have it cool or warm. And then we move into the bathroom. Great, look at this. Okay, let's test the water. That seems to be working fine. The brand of toiletries is Karl Lagerfeld. We've got a hand and body wash and hand and body lotion. Some shower caps, sanitary bags. You know you're in a good hotel when they fold the toilet paper. Look at that. Posh or what? And then you've got your dressing gowns. And some typical Manchester artwork here. Obviously the bee. And then some honeycomb. Amazing. And then onto the shower. It's a rainfall shower. Again, Karl Lagerfeld products. Shampoo, conditioner, and hand and body wash. You've also got a little hand shower as well. I'm not going to try that right now, but maybe a little bit later on. Right, let's get back to that bed. So first thing I like to do is test the mattress. Proper, you know, pretend I'm on floor on a bed. So it's got a mattress cover. It's looking pretty good to me. No stains I can see. Great job. How does it feel? The mattress, of course. Let's give it a go. Oh, that is soft. That's very, very comfortable. And you can seriously starfish in this bed, and probably about 10 people in here and you wouldn't touch feet or hands or anything. Last thing to check, of course, the view. So there's a lot of new housing appearing in Manchester, and this is no different from where I am now. You can kind of just peek between the houses and see a little bit of nature, but otherwise nothing major to report back. But not unpleasant either. So I'll go over prices and things a little bit later on. I have booked breakfast, so I'm going to let you know what that's like as well. You're only here once, you've got to try everything. But other than that, I think everything's covered. So I will see you guys in the morning. So which one is better? Well, let's talk price first of all. The Ibis Budget, I got that for £45. Now this was without breakfast. The one in the city centre was £65, but £45 is not a bad price. The Moxy I got for £150. Breakfast was additional. This came in at £15 each. And finally the Lowry. For one night at the Lowry midweek, it was £300. Breakfast was an additional cost of £25 per person. I suppose the question is it worth spending more? And I would say for most travel, Moxy offers the best value. It's got style, comfort and personality, but for a reasonable mid-range price. I think budget works when you're only sleeping there. The Lowry shines if you're celebrating and need space or crave pampering. Tell me, which would you pick? Budget saver, stylish mid-range, or pure luxury? Hit like, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on my next adventure. See you soon.